Blessings to the dearly beloved in Christ. This is the celebration day of the Easter. Happy Easter. Blessings to you all. He is risen. Hallelujah. We have passed through 50 days of special devotion. According to our church, the focal point of the salvation history of the Christian faith is the Easter. So special days of meditations, 50 days before and 50 days after. Earlier, 40 days, we spent our time the meditation of the signs that Jesus has done, the signs of kingdom of God. Then on 40th day of the Lent, we celebrate the temptation of Jesus, where he overcome the satanic forces of this world. After 40 days, he was hungry. The first priority of the temptation, to use all the powers and grace and mercy that the Father has given to him to suffice his hunger. And that is the temptation generally we do have. What is provided to us by the grace and mercy of our Lord be used for meeting our own selfish ends. Jesus said, you have to see, more than sufficing your personal needs, there are higher values that we have to hold. Then the second temptation was make a supernatural show so that people can be excited, carried out by emotion. Jesus said, no. Even though you have quoted a biblical verse for the assurance of God, don't tempt God. And then finally, the temptation was to reach to the destination, adopting the ways that are not suitable for the purpose for which he has come. Accepting worldly attractions in life as sufficient, and that you have to grab him by exercising unlawful means to attain the destination. With this conviction, Jesus started his journey to Jerusalem. And there for 10 days we meditated on what happened in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, He presented himself in his own Father's hands and said and prayed and committed him. It is not my will, O Lord, but thy will. Showing the dedication of his mother. Lord, here am I. May thy promise be satisfied. Let it happen according to thy word. He was blessed and he was broken. And on the Easter day, God gathers the broken pieces, energizing power for the broken world to heal the brokenness. And that is Easter. He is risen. Hallelujah. On the Easter day, we see, even on the first day of the Easter, 4 incidents that happens. The first one, Mary Magdalene, on the day of the crucifixion, had many doubts. Why this happens? She asked, why God? This why? She was not able to pay respects to the body of Jesus when it was being lowered and be buried, since it was evening and the Sabbath was breaking in. So she waited for the next opportune time. So on the first day of the week, she reached the tomb of Christ to pay the respects early morning. She had a doubt, who will remove the stone that covered the tomb. But as she approached, she saw that it is being opened. Then she saw the empty tomb. That added more doubt in her life. She was weeping, and she thought some enemies might have taken the body out and thrown out. So if it is somewhere near, I can pay respect to his body and can take it from there. She was weeping. Her eyes were covered with tears. Then she saw there is a Lord. She was not able to identify him. She misunderstood him as a gardener. But then Jesus called her by name. That has cleared the doubt of her mind. Also, the tears were out from her eyes. And she had a clear vision of the risen Lord. And the risen Lord talked to her and gave a mission to go and tell others that I am risen. When she went to the other disciples, they were not able to believe it. Peter and John rushed to the tomb and saw the empty tomb. They were caught up with the fear of the mind. In the evening, they withdrew themselves into a closed door. And two others were much worried about what happened on Friday, thought that it is not safe to stay in Jerusalem during that night. So they fled to Emmaus. We see that Jesus met them on the way. And they were the people who met Jesus. And then Jesus appeared to the 10 who were in closed doors. And they were not able to believe. Jesus spoke to them. My peace I give to you. You are not the people to sit here. So he blew them out of the room. By that time, the people who have gone to Emmaus has come back. They were also over there. But Thomas was not over there in that evening with other disciples. He went out to gather the reaction of the society about the events and the happenings that has been over there for the day during the morning. Then these disciples said, we also have seen Jesus, and Jesus has spoken to us like this. And we have seen his pierced hands and the broken side. Then Thomas said, he had another problem. He cannot understand what these people say. Though then he said, it is not satisfactory for me to believe, to see Jesus, and it is not enough for me to hear him and to touch him. But this fact of resurrection must come within the purview of my experiment. I wanted to put my finger in the pierced hand and also put my hand on the pierced side. Then only I will believe. There was not a sudden response on the same night. There was a divine delay. After 8 days, when the disciples gathered on the first day of the week, while Thomas was also there, Jesus met them again and addressed to Thomas saying that, don't be an unbeliever, be a believer. And showed the hands and the pierced side. He did not attempt to make the experiment, but cried out, "Oh my Lord, and oh my God." There is divine delay to accept that faith, which one can understand only in faith. And that is beyond the faculty of understanding of human beings. So that is Easter. Now the world is asking the same question. Why this, oh God? Why? The virus infection makes the nations tremble and makes the human race to say, why, Lord? This, why? We have to wait for the divine delay to understand in faith and to address the risen Lord. Oh Lord, my God. So that is Easter. And He is risen. Hallelujah. Generations and generations after, in the midst of tribulations, the faithful has cried out this article of faith, O my Lord and O my God. Amen.